Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in BC. Right now, he's in West Kelowna, where he's meeting with firefighters and others who have helped battle wildfires in the region. Last hour, Trudeau acknowledged this has been a difficult summer. He also spoke about the challenges in the face of climate change.
There's a lot more to learn and there's a lot more to do. We know, unfortunately, extreme weather events are going to get more frequent, more extreme in the years to come, and we have to learn very much from what worked, also what didn't work as well as it could have, and put that in place.
It's estimated about 200 homes have been lost or damaged in the fire around the Kelowna region in the last week. There are 366 active fires burning in the province, 12 of them considered to be wildfires of note that are highly visible and a threat to property. Trudeau's visit to the Okanagan comes as hundreds of people are now able to return home. A travel restriction for the region, along with all evacuation orders in the city of Kelowna, have been lifted. For more on this, let's bring in the CBC's Sarah Galashan. So, Sarah, what more can you tell us?
Andrew, you spelled it out there. A bit of more good news maybe for the Kelowna area, and a visit from the Prime Minister welcomed by those who came out and attended, and clearly in the pictures we can see there's some smiles and some maybe relief expressed by those firefighting officials at having the Prime Minister there to hear about the situation on the ground as it has been for the last week, and perhaps talking also about what is to come because this wildfire is still out of control and it has not been in any way put out here. So this remains an ongoing situation. What we heard from the Prime Minister in his address is the talk about learning from this wildfire situation in Kelowna and what was done well, what maybe could be done better, something that British Columbia has lots of experience with over the years in terms of learning the do's and don'ts of dealing with these large wildfires affecting communities. He didn't get into many specifics in his speech there. But he did take time, and maybe this was the point of this speech, was to thank the firefighters, the volunteers on the ground, for what they have been doing for the community, West Kelowna, the surrounding area, over the last week. You mentioned off the top, some 200 properties have been lost in West Kelowna and the surrounding area, but thousands more have been saved. And to that, there were those who came out to listen to Justin Trudeau. One of them, the wife of a firefighter who's been involved in this firefight. And they talked to our cameras after the speech, talking about what it meant to them. So take a listen.
We're really thankful for him to be here to come and see what happened, because it's overwhelming.
I appreciate him coming here today to thank my husband and his colleagues and everyone who's worked so hard. It's been a really hard time.
And Sarah, the firefights are far from over in the Okanagan and elsewhere in BC. What's ahead this weekend?
I mean, maybe more smoke, Andrew. I don't know if you can see behind me. I'm in the lower mainland. There's usually mountains. Right now, we've got another day of smoke here. So wildfires are on the minds of people throughout British Columbia right now. Into the weekend, we're going to see seasonal temperatures. So in the Kelowna area, you're talking about in the low 30s is what we're expecting. And then into the week to come, the possibility of lightning as well. And so we are seeing right now, and have been since yesterday, planned ignitions on the Grouse complex of wildfires. And that's the fires that are burning around Kelowna. And the idea there is to burn off whatever trees, brush, fuel, in other words, that you can to mitigate fire from spreading should the wind pick up. And the West Kelowna fire chief talked about those efforts and how they're going. I want to play you what he said.
That was a successful operation. It was highly visible throughout the day and throughout the night, but I think we had a good understanding from the public of what we were doing, and we went out of our way to make sure it was kept under control. Those are a sign of success and preparation for the weekend and the changing weather.
Another region of concern here is the Shuswap to the north of Kelowna. Many communities in the Shuswap ordered to evacuate. And from the pictures, the destruction from wildfires over the last week, it's very evident. We don't have firm numbers for most of those communities in terms of the number of buildings, homes, businesses that have been lost to wildfire. There is a press conference coming up next hour. We might be getting those details at some point today. We know there has been outreach to the residents who do remain evacuated in almost all cases in that area. And many of them have left, though we do know that there are some who have been vigilant about staying back to try and protect their properties. A bit of good news for the Shuswap, the blockade, the police blockade set up on Highway 1, that has been lifted. So now vehicles can drive through along Highway 1, but between Chase and Sorrento in the Shuswap, you can't stop. That's an area that's still under evacuation order.